I'm a Silver Swans licensee. Silver Swans is an initiative of the Royal Academy of Dance, and they are ballet classes specifically designed for the over 55s. Today's class is suitable for beginners, and alongside a short ballet class we'll also be learning some simplified repertoire from the ballet Swan Lake. Before we begin, please check around you that your space is clear of any obstacles and that your flooring is suitable and that you have on appropriate footwear. It's important that you don't push beyond your capabilities, only do what you know is safe for you to do. And if you're unsure, then please speak with your doctor or medical professional. Don't forget that you can always pause the video at any point to take a break. This is a 30-minute introductory taster to Silver Swans, and it follows on from my previous 4 videos, and I really hope that you enjoy learning some repertoire from Swan Lake. So we're going to start off with our 2 warm-ups just like we did in the last 4 videos. So this first warm-up is nice and easy to follow along. We're just walking around and really just getting ourselves moving. So we're going to start off by walking around in a nice big circle, but if you don't have enough space, then you can walk on the spot. Okay. So walking around. Keeping everything nice and relaxed. You can always walk on the spot if you want to. Keep walking around in the circle if you've got enough space. Now we're going to use our arms. And down, still keeping moving in a circle if you've got enough space. And down. And up. And down. And up. Okay, now everybody into the middle, hands in front. And we're going to bend and stretch and bend and stretch and bend and stretch and bend and stretch. Nice big bends. Keep using your arms. Now we're going to sway to the side. Big bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. Keeping your arms nice and soft. And bend and stretch. One more sway. Feet together. Breathing in and breathing out. We're now going to do our second warm-up, and for this we're going to be holding onto a ballet bar. So you want something nice and sturdy that you can hold onto. We don't want it to be that it'll be anything that could fall over. A dining room chair is a really good substitute for a ballet bar, and you want it to be about the height of your waist. So we're going to start off with our feet together, facing the bar. So if we just recap over what we discussed in our last series of videos. So, thinking about your posture, we're really lifting up, but we're still staying very grounded with our feet. And we make sure that we are the correct distance away from our bar by our arms. So if we're too far away, then your arms are straight. If you're too close, then your arms are bent. We want them to have just a nice soft curve. So this second warm-up is all about getting our feet moving. So, we're going to go to our demi-point. So we want a nice crease in your shoe. To a point. Demi-point, and now remember demi means half. Demi-point, to a point, demi-point and down, same again, to a point, demi-point and down, same again, to a point. Then we're going to point and flex our foot, so pointing your foot forward, flexing your foot, really pushing your heel away from you, and pointing, and closing, and point, and flex, and a point, and close, and point, and flex, and point, and close. One more, and flex, and point, and close. Let's go with the music. Okay, so going to the demi-point, to a point, demi-point and down, other leg, to a point, demi-point and down, same again, to a point. So a nice crease across your shoes, relaxing your toes. Now pointing and flexing, point, and flex, and point, and close, and point, and flex, and point, and close, and a point, and flex, and point, and close. One more, and flex, and point, and close. plies exercise. And this exercise we're going to be building on from my last Silver Swans week 4 video. So we're going to start off with our feet in first position, with your hand in bra bar. So just a reminder over bra bar, we want a nice oval shape with our arms, elbows pointing round to the side, and then one hand is on our ballet bar, and we want to make sure this hand is in front of us so that our shoulders and hips can stay square. So we're going to take 2 demi-plies with our feet in first position, keeping your 3 points of contact with the floor, so that's your big toe, your little toe and your heel. Now from here we're going to go into a rise. Now we did have a rise in our grand Battement exercise, but we never put one into a plie exercise before, but we're going to do that today. So as you've got your feet in first position, keeping your weight forwards, we're just going to take a little rise and lowering down. So as it was before in my last series of videos, the height of the rise is up to you. You can go all the way up to your demi point and down, or you can take it just as a small lift of your heels, which is still a very strengthening position. Okay, so we've taken 2 demi-plies. You can use your arm if you want to. Your hand is going to demi-second and back to bra bar, and then a rise, lowering down, now pointing your outside foot, so that's your foot furthest away from the ballet bar, and then we can lower our foot into second position. Take a moment to check your feet in second. Are they matching? Are they turned out the same? Is your weight in the middle? 2 demi-plies and 1 rise in second. Demi-plie and stretch, keeping a nice straight back, knees going over your middle toes, keeping your legs pulled up. Second position is the most difficult to rise in. So rising up, really keeping nice and controlled, and then pointing your outside foot to close it in front into third. Same in third, demi-plie and stretch. Demi-plie, nice straight back, long neck, rising up and down, and then we're going to close back to first position. So we've done our plies and rise in first position, second position, third position, and now we've just closed back to first, and we're going to go into a full port de bras. So taking your arm to first and up to fifth, shoulders down, out to second and down, and then for the ending, reversing your hand all the way up to open fifth. And if you want to, you can just give it a little push at the end. Demi-plie, hand to demi-second and stretch. Keeping your heels in contact with the floor. Now, little test of your balance. And down, now going to second position. Lowering into second, same again, knees over your middle toes, nice straight back and long neck, plie, and stretch, rising up, and down, now closing into third position, same in third, demi-plie, and stretch, plie, and stretch, rising up, and down, now closing back to first, into a port de bras. So taking your arm to first, up to fifth, opening out to second, and down. Now reversing your hand all the way up to open fifth, and you can give it a push. So normally at this point in a ballet class, the dancers would now turn around to repeat the exercise using the other leg. But that can be difficult when you're following along with a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap my chair over to the other side, and you can do the same so that you can follow along with the video and use the other leg. Demi-plie and stretch. Demi-plie, keeping a nice straight back. Rising up and down, now going to second position, lowering down in second, demi-plie and stretch, nice long necks, demi-plie and stretch, rising up and lowering in third, demi-plie, and stretch, plie, and stretch, rising up, and lowering down. Now going back to first position, into a full port de bras, all the way up to the top, shoulders down, long neck, and lowering down. And for the ending, taking your arm up to open fifth, and we'll hold. We're now going to do our Battement tendu exercise. So keeping your hand in front of you on the bar, feet in third position, and we're going to prepare your arm to first and out to second on the introduction. So just a little reminder about that position. We want our hands to be in front of us, and we do want them to be opposite each other as well. This will really help to keep your weight placement correct, because the thing is, as soon as your weight starts to go, it will really start to affect your balance. So arms in second. We're going to take a Battement tendu devant, so slowly pointing your foot to the front and closing it back into third. Now we're going to do exactly the same but quicker, and we're going to do two. So we're going to go point and close and point and close. So it's one slow Battement tendu and then two quick Battement tendus. So point your foot and closing in and a point and close and point and close. Now we're going to go to second, and it's going to be a slow Battement tendu to second, to closing it in at the back, and then we'll take a demi-plie. And as you take that demi-plie, you can lower your hand to bras bar and re-prepare it back out to second. Now we're going to reverse the exercise. So now we're going to go to the back. So this is the Battement tendu's encore setting that we learned in the first 4 weeks of Silver Swan's Tasters. And we're just making it a little bit different. So we're going to do one slow and two quick to the back. Slow, tendu, and closing in, and a point, and close, and point, and close. But when you go to the side, it's slow to close in front, and then you have your plie to re-prepare. Let's go with music. Prepare your arm to second, to the front, and close. Now two quicker. Tendu, and close, and tendu, and close. Now a slow tendu to the side, to close at the back, plie. Re-prepare your arm slowly to the back, and close. Now two quicker tendus. Now slowly to the side, and closing in front, and plie. And we'll finish off. Arm first to second, slowly pointing your foot to the front, closing in. Now quicker, tendu, and close, and tendu, and close. Now a nice slow tendu to the side, into a plie. You can use your arm. Now going to the back, one slow and two quick. Now slow tendu to second, into a plie. And we'll finish off. We're now continuing with our Battement fondu that we started to learn in my last series of Silver Swans videos. So we're developing on from this. In the last video we learned a Battement fondu devant, where we were lifting our foot up at the front, and it was your little toe touching your ankle bone, and then we stretch. Remember, fondu means to melt. We're now going to learn a Battement fondu derriere. So it's exactly the same, but instead of your front foot lifting, it's your back foot that's going to lift. So we're going to do this exercise facing the bar. So feet in third position. And we're going to take a demi-plie to begin with, just to remind yourself that it's both knees that are bending and both knees that are then stretching. But what happens with a fondu is that as you bend your knees, this is when your back foot lifts up and your big toe is touching your ankle bone. And then both legs stretch. and both legs bend, and both legs stretch, and it keeps moving all the time in a Battement fondu. Now the leg that's just been lifting at the back is going to take a Battement tendu to second, so pointing your foot to the side, and we're going to close our foot in front. And then we can go again with the other leg. So a Battement fondu derriere, and stretching, and a fondu derriere, and stretching, and now pointing your back foot slowly to the side to close it in front in third. You will travel a little bit closer towards your bar in this exercise, so you can start further back. Okay, so Battement fondu derriere, back foot, and stretch, bending, and stretching now, pointing your foot to the side, and closing it in front. Now the other leg, Battement fondu, and stretching, and fondu, and stretching now, pointing your foot to the side, and closing in front. We're going to finish off our bar work now with a grand battement exercise. So, feet in first position, hand on the bar, and the other hand in bra bar. And on the introduction, preparing your arm first and out to second. We're going to do 3 grand battements devant using your outside leg first of all. So, swish under, point under, close. Same again, swish under, point under, close. One more, keeping your legs nice and straight. And then we're going to go into a rise and lowering down. Now we're going to use the other leg, so your inside leg. Swish under, point under, close. Swish under, point under, close. One more, swish and point and close. Rising up and lowering down. Remember that the height of your leg isn't important. It's more important that we think about our placement, keeping everything nice and square, and also that our knees aren't bending. Arm first to second, to the front, and point under, close, and switch, and point, and close, one more, and point, and close, rising up, and lowering down, other leg, switch, and point, and close, another grand battement, one last one, switch, and point, and close, rising up, and lowering down. So we've now completed our bar work, which has been a really good warm-up for us and has also covered over a lot of the technique. So we're going to start learning our repertoire from Swan Lake. Now Swan Lake is considered to be one of the greatest ballets of all time for dancers, and the main character, the white swan, is called Odette. Now today we're going to learn the white swans, the Odette variation from Act 2 of Swan Lake. We're going to break it down and learn this variation over 4 videos. So today we're just going to learn the first section of this dance. It's a very famous moment in the ballet, and it's set at the lake, and then Odette comes on and performs this beautiful variation. So just before we start learning the repertoire, we're going to start off by learning a new position that appears in this first section of Odette's solo. And this position is called arabesque. It is a position that we do get a lot in ballet, and it's very beautiful. So this is a first arabesque. So starting with your feet in first position, I'll just teach you the arm line first of all. So it's a little bit like the 2 sides of a square. So your front hand, I'll just turn to face the corner so you can see me. Your front hand is opposite the bridge of your nose, and it's a nice soft arm, and you're looking through and off into the distance. Your side arm is going straight out to the side with the palm of your hand downwards. So both hands, you've got the palm of your hand downwards. Let's have a go at that on the other side. So, putting your other hand in front, and then the other hand going straight out to the side. So you can see how I said that it's a little bit like the two sides of a square. So we do have a leg position as well, which goes with that. We can just have the arms as an arabesque arm line in themselves, but we do sometimes put a leg position with it as well. So this is really called first arabesque à terre, because it's first arabesque with your leg on the ground. So, with your arms in your first arabesque position, the arm that's in front, the same leg, is going to stay exactly whereabouts it is. It's the same leg as arm that's out at the side is going to point behind you. And that is your first arabesque. So it's the same arm in front as the leg that you're standing on. And if we try that on the other side, so it's just like your Battement, tendu, derriere that you did at the bar. So we've got two straight legs and we're pointing our foot behind us. And that is your first arabesque à terre. So now as we begin to practice our repertoire, we've actually been joined now by my brother, who I've been in isolation with during this lockdown, and it's great to be with a pianist in lockdown. Okay, so we're going to start off with our feet in third position, and we're going to start off with our left leg in front. Now, when I'm teaching this repertoire, I'm actually going to be doing it in mirror image to you. So, left leg in front, and we're going to start off with our wrists crossed, and it's going to be your left hand that's going to be the highest. And we're just going to wait for the introduction, and you can give your wrists a little push if you want to while you're waiting. It's important to remember that in Swan Lake, your arms are representing the swan's wings. So beautiful, soft arms. We're going to start off now by taking 4 Battement tendus to second, and you're going to use your back foot first. So it's going to be your right foot. So I'll talk about your feet first of all. So your right foot is going to point to the side to close in front, and then your left foot to close in front. So just like our Battement tendus we've done at the bar, and close, and tendu, and close. Okay? So the arms that are going to go with this is that the same leg that is extending out, it's going to be that same arm that's going to lift up. 1. And you're going to lift and look nice and high up at the arm as you've extended your wing out. As you close your leg in, your wing is going to fall on top of your other arm. And then you're going to repeat on the other side, arm and leg, and closing in. Arm and leg, and closing in. And arm and leg, and closing in. At this moment in the variation, the dancer is taking beautiful extension with her leg, and so we're representing that with our arm reaching up and lowering down. Let's give that opening section a go with some music now. So left leg in front and left wrist on top. Okay, thank you. And you can give your wrists a nice push. And right hand 1 and close, 2 and close, 3 and close, 4 and close. So we've just finished with our wrists crossed in front. We're now going to use our back foot, so that's going to be your right leg, and we're going to head down towards this corner, and we're going to take 3 walks, and that third walk is going to place us into our first arabesque that we learnt just before. So as you've just finished with your wrists crossed, I'll just show you what your arms are going to do. They're going to brush down all the way up and then go to your first arabesque as you're taking your classical walks, a little bit like we have discussed in one of our earlier weeks. So we're walking with our big toe leading the way. So we're going 1 and 2, and then on the third walk we want to finish off in our first arabesque. So I'll just repeat that over again. So you've just closed in from your last tendu, you're going to use your right foot first as your right arm goes in front. Right foot and left foot and right foot. And from here, close your feet into first, and as you close your feet, bring your wrists back down to that beautiful crossed position. So at this moment in the dance, the dancer is taking lots of arabesques in this sequence. So this is when we're taking our time to go into this beautiful first arabesque, and then we're crossing our wrists. So let's add this on now from the very beginning with some music. And soft arms. Right foot, right leg. 1, lifting your head out and down. 2, and close. 3, and close. 1 more. Now your right foot and right arm. 1, 2, 3, closing your feet. So we've just finished with our wrists crossed in front. From here, we're going to lift our wings up, opening them out, and then they're going to fall down by our sides. So it's your elbows that really lead the way. I want you to really think about your arms being the wings. So as your wrists are crossed there, your elbows lift the way up, and then they open out, keeping your shoulders nice and relaxed, and then your elbows allow them to fall down by your sides. So as we're doing that, we're actually going to walk round back to the beginning. Now, the way how you walk round is up to you. You can take your time, you can keep it as those nice steady walks, or if you want to, you can rise up on your toes and take the walks on your demi-point, just moving a little bit faster. So we've just finished with our feet in first, with your wrists crossed, lifting your arms up as you rise up, and then we're going to walk round back to the beginning, opening your arms out, and we're going to finish with your right foot in front and your right hand on top, so it's opposite to how we were at the very beginning. Right foot, right arm, 1, and down, 2, and down, nice long necks, 3, and close, keeping your legs straight, and close, right foot leads, and 2, and 3, closing your feet, hands up, rising up, round you go, back to the beginning, right foot in front. So we've just finished off with our right foot in front and right hand on top. We're going to start to repeat the variation again, but we're going to use the other foot. So, left hand, left leg, 1, and close, and 2, and close, and 3, closing in, 1 more. Now, because we're going on the other side, it's going to be your left arm and left leg. Walk, and 2, and 3, closing your feet, crossing your wrists. But this time, you're going to lift your arms up and out, rise up on your toes, but you're not going to loop all the way back round to the beginning. Instead, we're going to move a little bit to the side as you rise up. So just a few steps going round, stopping with your feet in first again, and your arms are going to circle round towards the front, and they're going to finish facing up to the back. So this arm position at the end, I'll just explain that. If you put your arms into 5th position, but turn one of your hands away from you and you can look down, we see this arm position a lot in Swan Lake. So as you've done your rise up, we're just taking a few steps over, and then we're going to take our arms over and around. And that finishes off our first section of our Swan Lake repertoire. So let's now have a go at the second half of that little bit of repertoire that we've just learnt, just before we put it all together. So right hand in front and right leg in front, and we're going to tendu our left leg to begin with. Right hand and right leg in front, left leg, one, and close, two, and close, another tendu, and close, one more, left hand, left leg, one, two, three, closing your feet, crossing your wrists, lifting them up, around you go, and circling them around. So now, let's put together the first part of our Odette variation from Swan Lake. Right foot, one, and down, beautiful soft wings, and close, three, and close, one more, now your right foot, and one, two, three, closing your feet, lifting your hands up, round you go, back to the beginning, and left leg, one, close, two, and close, three, and close, four, left leg, and one, two, three, closing your feet, rising up and to the side, bringing your hands over. So if you keep practicing that little section of repertoire, next week we will add on to it the next section of Odette's variation. So we're now going to finish off with our cool down and curtsy. So we're going to combine the two together. So feet together, we're just going to take a moment just to really concentrate on our breathing. And then putting our feet into first position. Ladies, you're going to take a step to the side. And then we'll go into our curtsy, just like we did in the last video. But we're just adding in a step to the side before we do our curtsy. Remember that if you want to, you can always have a flat foot at the back just to add a little bit of extra stability. For men, you can always step to the side before you go into your bow, and stepping to the side before we go into our bow. And then we'll just keep walking around the room, really focusing on our breathing. Okay, arms relaxed by your side, and breathing in. And breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out, feet into first position, step and curtsy or bow, and step and curtsy or bow, and just walking around the room now, still keep thinking about your breathing. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Don't forget that Silver Swans classes are available all across the world. If you head to Google and type in Become a Silver Swan, you go to the Royal Academy of Dance's website, and on there is a map where you can find your nearest Silver Swans licensee.